The Faulk Show. You're listening, you're tuning in your car somewhere. You're watching. You're wondering, who are these guys? You know, I stumbled on. Christopher Walken's on the show. I'm not sure. Is he? Maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that Falcon time of the week. This is the What the Faulk Show. I'm Connor Faulk. For past listeners, you know what you're getting into right now. First-time listeners, let me explain what you're about to hear. You're about to hear informational, witty, and relevant banter found in conversations with new guests each week. These guests can be from entertainment, from the arts, from education, from sports, from many different avenues. The goal is try to provide an interview and a process for you to learn some insight, a different point of view, and that overall culture. This week on the What the Faulk Show, my guest is Chino, LaForge, comedian, actor, overall awesome person. Really fortunate to get to work with him recently on a short film called From the Shadows. If you like ninjas, if you like found footage, check out that film. Now, Chino, I'm really excited to have you on the show, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
So, I mean, the big question that I have to ask you to start off, I say the most important question is, what was it like acting in a short film with me?
Oh, it was something to behold.
It's probably one of your favorite days.
The acting presence was just out of control.
Well, out of control. And speaking of presence, Chino, you've been in the business a long time now, either on stand-up, either acting, whether it's in Hawaii or Los Angeles, California. We'll get into most of the Hawaii background. How did you start? How did you get here?
Oh, well, it all goes back to music, man. Music was the first passion.
Really? Okay.
And yeah, I can actually say at this point I've been on stage for close to 20 years now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, when I was around 10 was when me and my friends started our first band and moved on from there. And, I mean, as you know, there's no such thing as musical monogamy.
Exactly.
Musicians will play with a bunch of different musicians. So,
what kind of instruments did you play?
Well, I started off playing bass. My father was a drummer.
Slapping the bass.
Yeah, slapping the bass. So I play bass, drums, play a little guitar, I play ukulele. Okay. And I also sing. But I also did a lot of theater, so there's the singing, dancing stuff too.
What was the first role you played theater-wise?
The first role I played theater-wise was, well, do you mean high school play or do you mean like
overall
actual production?
On a stage, though, the first time you got up and you went ahead and performed in front of people.
That would have been, oh God, I'm getting my memories mixed up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it'd be Urinetown. Urinetown, yeah, it's a musical that's a parody of many other musicals like Les Miserables and a lot of very serious musicals at parodies. Okay. And I played Officer Beryl, which is the second in command bad guy.
Second in command?
Yeah, I got to play a villain.
Okay.
I mean, in high school I did Romeo and Juliet, but we never really got to launch that in front of
a full audience. You said you were singing as well? So you were singing and
acting? Yeah, that was a full musical, so singing, dancing, acting.
So again, speaking of presence, being able to be in front of people, perform, I mean, go in a place that personally I would think I would feel comfortable like singing and dancing on a stage or whatnot. So, I mean, natural performing gene inside of you right there.
Oh, yeah. No, I had no chance, man. My dad was a professional drummer, so I really didn't have a choice. It was.
You know what I have a choice of sometimes is not eating pizza. Like Ferris Pizza, the best pizza for the best price in Bakersfield, California. Also happens to be the sponsor of the What the Faulk Show. So, Chino, when you get back from your travels and you come back to California, you need to check out Ferris Pizza.
I got to check it out. You made it sound so delicious. I think
you're going to enjoy it. It's part of the. I've had it too, so I'm not just their advertiser promoter. I actually have eaten it and I enjoyed it.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Go ahead.
Just like their ingredients, or just like that pitch, are their ingredients all natural?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that was a natural pitch.
All fucking natural here on the What the Faulk Show. Air bump we're doing right here. Boom. Okay, so starting up, what about, you're from Hawaii, so I've never had anybody on the show from that far from where I'm from, literally an ocean away.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of amazing stuff happening there, Falcon stuff I've never been exposed to or things like that, you know? So what's it like finding comedy in a place like that? Because when I think of California, I think there's stand-up places everywhere in a way, almost.
Well, I mean, luckily Hawaii isn't so far that we don't get influenced by the mainland culture, as we call it. So stand-up comedy was just something that made its way to us. I mean, we have TV, we have all the amenities that any other young American has growing up.
But I guess, I mean, the frequency and numbers of actually performances happening that you could go like find and watch, it was actually a lot?
Oh, no, there were none.
Oh, okay.
No, when I first started, there was no comedy scene. I actually started doing open mics at musical open mics.
Wow. And
trying to win over crowds by doing comedy at those.
That's awesome. We had to find a crowd somewhere.
Yeah, but it was just blood sport, man. That's the hardest type of crowd to attract, is the drunks who go to a musical open mic. So,
and well, how do you deal with drunk people, for example?
Well, I mean, you learn. It's the sharpest swords are forged in the hottest fires, man. So I threw myself right in it.
Nice, that's a good line. That was also very natural.
Thank you. I've been working on that for years. It got to the point actually where about 3 months in, after devastating losses night after night, I decided, screw it. I'm just gonna kind of just tell these jokes like it's the last time I do it, because it might be the last time I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
And I got on stage, and with just this careless but in a more charged pitch, my jokes started really landing.
So things that maybe you wouldn't have done before because you were kind of fearful of what.
Right, I wasn't selling it, and I wasn't aware of it because stand-up comedy takes an extremely high level of self-critique.
Absolutely.
Like, more so than most arts. Like, with acting, you have to watch your own reels and stuff, and that hurts. You remember your first acting reels.
You got to be critical.
Oh, God, it's terrible to watch. So you go back and watch your first pieces now.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I still don't like watching myself overall.
No, it's always a painful process, yeah. But, no, finally, there's something that clicks within yourself where you realize if I'm going to get good, I gotta have to be honest with myself, honest with my audiences.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just it becomes more of a self-exploration thing.
Well, it's interesting that you said that, because you and I were talking about that on set on a few days ago, where I was saying how what changed for me a lot, at least acting, performing overall, which this show has helped, is kind of learning who I am and what my brand is, if I'm going to act or whatnot. I'm not going to try to be what I'm not, which I think is what you do when you're younger. I can do this, I can do that. Some things you're not capable of. Some things you are to a very high degree, right? So
absolutely.
You find yourself, you called it self-assurance. That's what we were talking about. So, yeah, definitely. So,
yeah, you need to be your biggest coach, but also your worst critic at the same time.
Absolutely.
Because stand-up comedy is one of the most bizarre fields of performance ever. Yeah. Like I said, I've done a lot of different things. And stand-up just, when it comes to the way that you bond with an audience and you bond with other comedians, but just the sheer amount of time it takes before anybody takes you even a little bit seriously. Well,
being from Hawaii, you're already in a place where you said you were almost part of the exploration and people building it up, right?
Yeah, actually, I was lucky enough to be able to build my own scene.
That's awesome.
So after the open mics at the music open mics were done, someone started an open mic on Maui, Shaggy Jenkins. Shaggy from
shout out to Shaggy.
Yeah,
Jenkins.
He's a radio DJ, and he started Tin Can Comedy, which was a charity-based open mic for like the food drive. So we did that for about a year, and then that one dried up. So I decided the only way to really keep it going was to start an open mic myself. So I started Power Up Comedy, which is still a group in Hawaii. It's a mobile comedy service. Which means that instead of having a club, wherever you want us to perform, we go there. We have our own sound system, trying to get lights. We got our own stage that we use and stuff like that.
That's awesome. It was definitely probably one of the first of their kind in that location.
Absolutely. We're the only of its kind still. I mean, we get shows now out there of professionals.
Yeah.
But we're a professional level as well, and we put on shows for the locals.
Well, that's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, audience listeners, whether you're in Hawaii, Bakersfield, America, Los Angeles, hopefully another country, because that'd be awesome if you're listening, or on a satellite in space somewhere if Tom Hanks and Kevin Bacon are listening. Chino LaForge has done a lot of different things, and he's created not only his own content, but the opportunity to produce that content with other people as well. So next time I ask you, being from Hawaii, and I could ask you the same question once we talk about your LA times, how much of your culture do you put in your comedy? Because it is specific. It's just a specific verbiage and dialogue and jargon, right? So
I would say just enough.
Just enough.
Yeah.
But we have to assume it's probably more when you're back home.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, no, you'll see different types of sets from me depending on what type of crowds you get me in front of, that's for sure. But when it comes to my national set, I do like to include my nationality and my culture.
Yeah.
But just enough, because there's a lot of comedians that try to bank on
too much of it.
Yeah. And I don't want to exploit my culture. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm giving away anything, or at the same time misrepresenting my culture.
Well, so far we talked about the fact that you're just naturally funny, naturally intelligent person. You have to be pretty smart to be a funny person, I think. You have to be pretty fucking smart, So the fact that you don't want to kind of lower yourself or get those cheap laughs, we appreciate that as an audience members. I would say.
Right on. Yeah, it's a type of smart.
Exactly.
we can praise it, but at the same time, it's not the type of smart that makes you a doctor.
I agree, absolutely.
This isn't the type of smart that cures cancer. This is just the type of smart that
knows about what the economy is. Right. I find myself pushing that stuff.
I feel like it's just the type of smart where you're smart enough to know how dumb you are.
Exactly.
And that's where the humor comes in.
Try to do what you're good at,
Right.
And if you love it too, that's the only way, because, I don't know, we don't want to get too philosophical on the show, but if you're not doing what you love or something you want to work towards, then, life is going to be pretty, boring.
Oh, man, self-awareness is a bitch.
Exactly. You got to be honest. So, okay, being from Hawaii, what I thought, sorry, I'm not even supposed to hit the table, but I'm doing it
That's
now.
okay.
So that's how much we're flowing here. Being from Hawaii, I would have thought there actually would be more stand-up comedians than you discussed because of the tourist angle. So doesn't it have to be entertainment for the tourists when they come in certain hotels and whatnot?
Well, there are more comedians in Hawaii as a whole. I'm just talking about my island of Maui.
Okay.
On Oahu, there's a comedy scene.
Okay.
And on Big Island, there was a comedy scene. I don't know if they're still up and running.
Well, so then I can assume that you did do a lot of performances on those other islands, right?
Yeah, several. Okay. We worked out a work trade where we bring out some of their people, they bring out some of our people.
Yeah.
We make it, conducive for work environment.
Well, I had a previous comedian on the show, Natasha Pearl Hansen, really nice lady at MPH Comedy on Twitter. She talked about how she didn't really like Vegas that much as an audience because of the tourist angle, that people are going there like to kind of mess around. You're in Vegas, you're going to maybe talk, say some shit to the comedian or whatnot. What's the difference, the pros and cons between your tourist audience and your regular, like, going out for a night, want to watch some comedy audience?
Well, I mean, the tourist audiences in Maui, I assume, are very different because when you go to Vegas,
okay, okay,
you got kind of a plan going on. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Comedy's not a part of the plan. Ruining a comedy show might be a part of that plan.
Okay.
So, but no, we do really well with the mixed audiences. Actually, I think it's really just a matter of how people connect with audiences because. I mean, I feel like Vegas is like performing on St. Patrick's Day, like every night.
Okay. I get
just the rowdiest.
For those people, especially.
Right.
It's a holiday to them.
And they're never the veteran drinkers in Vegas. It's not the drinkers that don't make the sour face.
Yeah, people doing drugs who don't normally do drugs or whatnot. So
it's the drinkers who are drinking drinks that taste like suntan lotion who are just getting hyped up and just rude boy drunk is what we call it.
Or are you talking about suntan lotion that it looks like it's suntan lotion, but you don't have alcohol inside of it if it's always sunny.
The pina coladas that just, they reek. They reek after you had too many of them. You sweat it and it's just disgusting.
Okay.
It smells like suntan lotion.
So you kind of go in with that point of view, so that kind of makes it easier for you to be more patient and just understand.
Right. But I've also done Vegas too. And
did you like it?
Yeah, I had a great time. Okay. It was definitely hard performing against like the sounds of the casino. Yeah. That was harder than anything else. But if you can be captivating, the audience is very interested.
Okay.
And
now talking about being interested, you were interested to come over to my side of the world. They call it California, starts with a C for Connor. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, that's where it comes from.
But apparently that's
the root word.
That's people have told me that,
California.
They don't have any documentation or paperwork, but apparently that's what's happening.
California.
California. I love it. So you come out here, Los Angeles, SoCal. What was that transition like? Had to be pretty scary. I mean, right? I mean,
well, luckily, I had lived in Torrance as a kid for a little while.
Oh, okay.
So I did have some friends out here, and I was able to start with a base.
How's Torrance? Because I hate driving that part of the 405.
South Bay's awesome, man. It's an oasis.
Okay.
Because
I love Long Beach. I love.
Oh yeah, Long Beach is great. Like South Bay is just this really nice area, just surrounded by crap. And is
Long Beach considered South Bay? Or is it
I believe it's considered the southern tip of South Bay.
That makes sense to me then. I mean, I remember when I graduated, I had looked on Craigslist for an apartment in Redondo. And I was like, no, I'm good. But it wasn't necessarily the nicest.
Oh, yeah.
But I wasn't close to the ocean or anything.
Right.
So
right. There's different parts. There's like Redondo Beach Harbor, and then there's
it's probably like Los Angeles in a way that depending on what side of the freeway you're on,
correct,
it's going to tell you a lot about that.
LA is just the most confusing city in the world.
Long Beach, I would say right now, like so far in SoCal, if I could move anywhere, I would go back to Long Beach. I lived there a few years, loved it because for the price of what you get, it's so reasonable. And there's certain parts, at least where I live, like Belmont Shore, if you've ever been down there, 2nd Street. Yeah. I live there. And
just the beach town vibe out there is
beach town
awesome.
vibe. Everyone's like, not necessarily you have to say educated, but people aren't trying to start shit for no reason. You know what I mean? People just living their lives.
It reminds me of Maui, too, for the sense that it still has that like small town community.
Which I love.
Where you see the same people at the bars and you know who everybody is.
Dude, there was a place I would go Sundays when I was, when I had maybe drank a little bit, watching football, 99-cent breakfast burritos.
Ooh, I'd
bacon,
be there every
egg,
morning.
cheese. I was there. Dude, it was... I can't find it anywhere. You know those things in your life, you don't forget those deals, those great food? That will, like, last rites, if they could bring me back anything, those breakfast burritos would be on the Faulk list, man.
Breakfast burritos.
They'd be on the list. Look, now coming out here, obviously, you were already very experienced, but... I mean, playing a comedy store for the first time, playing some of these bigger clubs in Los Angeles that you said you watched TV as a kid, now you're playing there. I mean, you're probably pretty nervous. And how did the preparation change when you kind of played what maybe to that time, I don't know the point of view, but I'm thinking, okay, this is one of the biggest venues I've ever played.
Well, it was, first of all, it was a huge jump just in balance. Like in Maui, I had gotten to this point after about 5, 6, 7 years where the audiences gave me room to breathe, and I was able to do these massive sets, hour, 20 minutes. Half of it was improv, the other half was written material.
Okay.
And then coming to LA where it's like you have tight time. Yeah. They expect you to hit your marks and your lights. And I had to nationalize my material. There was a lot of nerves going into it at first, just making sure like, oh, I hope these jokes work out here.
Yeah.
You know, I hope I still consider funny with my pacing. I hope I don't rush knowing the light's coming up and stuff.
Well, can I ask just before we, what was the first club you played when you got to LA?
The first club was the Ha Ha Cafe.
Okay.
Yeah, and
nice.
that's in North Hollywood.
Okay.
It's now the Ha Ha Comedy Club because they moved.
Okay.
From the cafe, and that's actually closed now. But the Ha Ha Comedy Club is on Lancashire.
Okay.
And that place is awesome. That's
nice.
where they've gotten me a lot of stage time up there, and then from there I still get up there every once in a while. I do the Comedy Store, and just kind of all around. You know, you never really know where I'm going to be next. I kind of MC for rock bands down in Huntington Beach.
Okay.
I do all types of stuff for it. So.
And you said your preparation, like, how do you kind of go into that? Are you, do you kind of go for a walk? How do you, when you write material, how do you create?
Well, it's important to actually force yourself to sit down and write.
Okay.
Throughout the day, if I get inspired, I'll put something in my phone and I'll save it for later. But I normally plan out a couple hours every day or every other day to like spend a half hour on just like a writing exercise to warm up my brain. And then I'll start outlining and digging out, what parts of jokes I think are funny.
Yeah.
If I don't have new material to work on, I'll go back to my old material and I'll sharpen it just to make sure that everything stays fresh.
Do you like maybe go to clubs to like try it out?
Oh, all the time. Yeah. That's what the open mics are for. You go to open mic where you're pretty much anonymous. You're with a bunch of other stand-up comedians. And you just work on stuff.
And would you say that it's universal? Because I have to wonder, LA has so many different parts of it, right? So say you go to an open mic in Marina Del Rey as opposed to going to an open mic in Torrance, for example. Mm-hmm. How different is the audience kind of around Los Angeles in different clubs? Is it kind of the same? Or
if you're doing open mic, there is no audience, period. Okay. It's like going to the gym instead of going to a bodybuilding competition.
But there's people who might be there, but you're saying...
Absolutely. Okay. And what really makes an open mic interesting is all the different archetypes of comedians that are there. Okay. Because everyone's different. Everybody does their thing differently. Yeah. And some people are very neurotic and don't know how to socialize well. And some people are overly social. Some people are just plain crazy. Okay. Open mic is the opening level of comedians. So you get all types of people through there. Okay. And out of those people, maybe 10% make it to the next level. And then out of that 10%, maybe another 5 to 10 make it to the next level.
Now, what are these levels? How would you describe them?
So you start off as an open micer, where you're pretty much just, there's limitless resources. There's just open micers are everywhere. There's so many of them. Yeah. And the next step is a bringer comedian, where somebody who runs a show will be like, hey man, I can get you on a show if you bring 3, 5, 10, whatever, how many people you need to bring to get stage time. And then after you solidify yourself a little bit and make some connections, then you become a feature or a guest spot where you can just pop in on shows, and you start getting passed by clubs. And once a club passes you, that means you're able to pop in and do sets. And then from feature, you go up to the headliner spot. And that's if you're really top of the cream of the crop, top barrel type stuff. Yeah. And out of all the comedians that start at the open mic level, less than 1% make it to the headline level.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's about the same. For any of these extremely paying, like they really pay off if you can get in that 1%, but the ones who there's so many who don't, it's extremely hard. Like
it's a claw to the top.
And there's some luck involved.
There's no ladders. You're just climbing on the dead bodies of other comedians. You're just climbing as much as you can, just doing your best to float.
Yeah. Well, how do we, people listening right now on the What the Faulk show, sponsored by Ferris Pizza, the best pizza for the best price with the most love in it. So saying a lot of pizza words for there. You can find the show on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, my mom's phone, your phone when I text it to you, Twitter, Facebook, at My WTF Show, My WTF Show on Instagram, My WTF Show basically anywhere. My WTF Show, I've said it 3 times, and apparently that means you're going to start really remembering it. So Here with Chino LaForge, comedian, actor.
Yeah, oddly, you can hear this podcast on my mom's phone too, Connor.
That's great.
How did you meet my mom?
I'm just saying, I heard good things about you going into it. Let's just say. Okay, so is there a schedule, or you have a website, or how can people find you? Twitter?
Well, I'm actually going to be going back to Maui for a couple months.
Okay.
I got some shows going on over the summer.
So that's what's next for you. Shows in the summer.
Yeah, use the summer to make some money.
Okay.
And then come back to LA replenished, because unfortunately the LA comedy scene doesn't pay very well.
Yeah.
Because the best comedians out here are doing it for dirt cheap.
But you got a good gig out in Hawaii right now.
Oh,
so where are you going to be performing?
I'll be at Three's Bar and Grill, Ambrosia. I'll be at the Pint and Cork.
Nice.
And TBA on a hotel gig. I'm just waiting for.
So go back to that beach life with your performing comedy as opposed to the fast paced.
Oh yeah, beach
intense
life, my girlfriend,
LA,
all types
everything.
of things.
Okay, all kinds of payoffs. Then.
I've been out here on my own for so long, and it's really weird too, because I went from being like not famous but more like infamous in Maui, to where I always had something to do. If I was ever walking around, people would be like saying what's up to me.
Yeah.
You know, once in a while get a free lunch here and there.
It's awesome.
But now in LA, it's back to ground zero. So
there's so many just people, right?
Oh, right. And I'm just walking by famous people constantly.
Yeah, but every time you do more content, whether it's Hawaii or LA, you're still building, right? Aren't you
Absolutely.
still sharpening those tools?
Yeah, it's important to humble yourself and just remember that like we're all comparable on some level.
Well, are you looking to change up your dialogue or your set at all now that you're going back to those Hawaii kind of gigs? You've been in LA so long. Yeah.
Always. Yeah, no, it's important to constantly involve, because if you're not growing, you're slowly dying.
Exactly.
And that's the thing with humor, is that your humor is your connection to the outside world. Like, as most comedians are introspective as well as very externally social.
Okay.
So we kind of balance our thoughts versus what we say.
Yeah.
And that filter in between. A lot of comedy writing is finding that palatable in between where...
Would you say that part of your writing and your jokes are you actually saying what you mean, but putting it in a way that people get to laugh at it?
It's me disguising what I mean.
Okay.
It's me saying what I mean in a way that you hear it and you don't realize what you're hearing until it's already too late and it's said and you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, it's subtle. It's like passive aggressive. I learned really well. My mom was pretty much the one who raised me, so
nice.
I've learned mom tactics.
Okay. Now, speaking of tactics, you were a pretty good actor a few days ago. We did some
acting. Thank you.
So, I mean, what's that side of, how do you look into that side? Do you enjoy that just as much? And how's that going?
Well, I love acting. Acting was one of my, first,
because you did the theater
building exercises.
And on stage, so many experience. So how has it been here? And I've seen you've done some things just online. You can find there's some stuff on Funny or Die. There's videos of you out there. So what has that kind of whole side of the camera been like?
It's a huge learning experience, because it's very different than theater.
Yeah.
Theater, you're supposed to be very big and very loud and take up space, but in film, it's about the subtle movements.
Yeah.
It's like more acting from your eyes and the corners of your mouth, as opposed to with big face. You know what I mean? So it was a interesting transition, and a lot of it was, as we talked about earlier, watching my own footage and hating it. Yeah. And then finding out what I could fix about it. So.
Basically. And seeing who you are, what you're doing wrong, what you should be trying in certain scenes, right? I don't know, man. It's just really fun. I've always loved movies and television shows. I mean, movies especially. Started watching all the movies I wanted at like 9. So stopped watching kids' movies and Disney movies pretty early and just watched like films. And then from there, just understanding, the equation of what makes entertaining stories, just kind of fall in love with it. You know? And from the things I've tried, the most fun to me, depending on the gig and whatnot, is the acting part of it. So it's
absolutely
kind of the most payoffs.
And especially when directors give you the ability to just take freedom with the script, where it's like, it's just an outline. If you feel like that doesn't feel natural coming out, we can alter it however you feel it.
Well, we talk about brands and whatnot, and I wanted to ask you, because I didn't know if it was okay to ask the comedy wise. So instead of asking that way, I would say, who is an actor that you see, if you're, Chino LaForge, you start acting, you do that as well as a lot of comedians, they're still doing stand-up, but then also they're taking gigs where they can. Smart, right? Mm-hmm. What is one that you can kind of compare yourself to and kind of how your comedy and whatnot? Anybody?
For my comedy?
Yeah. No, for your acting.
For my acting? Yeah. All right.
Your comedy, I think it's you. I've never seen a lot of people like you.
Thank you.
So that's...
I did my best to hone something very, very original, because also coming from Hawaii with very few Hawaii comedians.
Exactly.
It really gives me the opportunity to kind of bring something new.
Yeah.
Whereas I've been isolated out there. I haven't been seeing live performance and stuff.
Yeah, we get it. You're special and important. Okay?
You need me.
God.
Comedy needs me.
You're on the What the Fuck show.
But with acting, it's hard to say who I would compare myself to. I mean, I know who I've been influenced by.
How about that?
I know it's gonna sound cliche, but George Clooney, man.
Okay.
What a facial actor.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times like when he's being soft. I mean that's the more common look. But have you seen Burn After Reading?
Yeah, great movie.
You remember when he finds Brad Pitt in the closet?
Yeah.
And just his face, the way his face changes into danger mode.
Yeah.
All of a sudden his eyes are on fire.
That was a good movie.
I've never seen George Clooney look like that, and I was
Yeah.
still blown away by his acting. So
there was a lot of great performances in that movie, actually. Brad Pitt, I thought was awesome.
Brad Pitt was amazing.
Frances McDormand
Yeah.
was really good. So overall, it's a good movie. People haven't watched it. I always like to do those Faulk and Underrated Movie of the Week when I'm on my Twitter at my WTF show this week by the Coen brothers. Burn After Reading. Pretty hilarious movie.
It was a movie where all the actors were playing characters that you would never see these actors playing.
Yeah, but that's like to government in the way they do. That's how they look at Americans, I think. Or
totally.
Like the kind of stuff they're seeing. You know what I mean? Those things actually exist. I was watching this thing on YouTube today where somebody sent me a video on something, Facebook something, and this guy got caught for shoplifting, and he has these like baggy sweats on, right?
Oh, you're talking about, yeah.
He pulls one rack of ribs, right? And you think that's it. Okay, that's a lot. He got ahead of it. No, like bacon, steak, like it just keeps coming. It's like, dude, how did you even fit all that in there? It's like a barbecue in your pants.
My favorite is that the whole time he's saying, man, I got kids I gotta feed.
Yeah.
And then he's pulling out 3 racks of ribs, 6 steaks. I'm like, dude, are your kids linebackers? What are you feeding your kids?
Are your kids animals? I mean, look what they're eating. Holy shit, man. It's like a dinosaur.
I got kids.
I got kids. I'm not worried about it. Okay. So let's talk about this. We're kind of done with your promotion of the Chino, if that's cool. You're still promoting as we're talking.
Oh, I'm always promoting.
You're always promoting. You're talking right now. Favorite stuff? TV show, movie. What's your thing? Favorite of each? You have to, the ones that you watch over and over again, the ones that you take with you if the house is on fire, kind of shit.
See, so movie is gonna have to be Pulp Fiction.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, it's always been my favorite movie.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's a very easy one to pick.
Okay.
Quentin Tarantino's collection is just amazing, but Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
As far as TV, I just got back into watching The Twilight Zone.
Oh.
And I think I'm gonna have to stick to that just for its.
Damn.
It's the type of fear that it instills in you is very, very different from modern scary movies.
Well, it's not as cheap. It was smarter.
It's very Lovecraftian, where it's like
exactly.
something that you can't put your finger on. It's more of a creep show.
Hitchcockian.
Yes, where it's not blatant like murder, blood. It's more like
Stephen Kingian.
Bizarre situations. We're just name dropping.
Name dropping here on the What the Fuck show. Well, that's awesome, man. I mean, my movie. It's such a hard thing, so it's hard for me to ask because I not really know my own answer. But it's either Man on Fire or Layer Cake. I don't know if you've seen either of those.
I've seen Layer Cake.
It's awesome.
And Man on Fire was Denzel Washington, right?
Yeah.
I did see that one.
Revenge movie, just shooting people up. It's awesome.
Denzel, he's a genius. What about TV show? I'm going to interview you now.
TV show, yeah, switching the tables a little bit. That's also so hard, dude. Because I have so many, so it's got to be between like Justified, Entourage, It's Always Sunny. So,
oh yeah, there's so much content out there.
I don't even. I feel like a douche right now. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of just one, but I just can't. Like,
I felt pigeonholed into a corner to say one for movies and stuff too.
My bad. So, but okay, yeah. So you have some more too. So basically, things that we're into. What about favorite video game you ever played ever?
Ooh,
I do have my answer for that.
Favorite video game I've ever played.
Yeah.
It might be Fallout.
Nice.
Yeah, really just vast, diverse.
Have you played the new one?
I did get a chance with it for a little while, but I didn't get to like do the whole build your house and garage area and all that stuff.
Yeah, I had a buddy. He had all these things built. Like,
oh man, it's amazing what you can do with it now. But no, I used to play Fallout back in like when it was a real time strategy. Okay, just old school game. And,
do you play GTA? Because it makes it easier.
Of course.
Okay, so GTA 5 online. What's the first thing you do when you log on? What would be the first mission or thing that you would do?
I just try to murder other players.
So deathmatch.
That's my not even like.
See, I hate people like you, man. I do missions and people. I don't kill people until they come after me, and then I try to kill you.
I just take people out. That's all I do. I'm just disgusting with it.
Throw those sticky bombs on people's cars.
I'm just ruthless. I'm trying to ruin all of your days. Yeah. No, we actually had a crew. Of Maui players on GTA.
That's awesome.
And we ended up getting like really low gamer score ratings because we were harassing people.
They'll send you messages. They'll send me money. They'll send you money for being like a cool player for not killing people.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a deathmatch thing, they'll send you like money like for being a good player.
Yeah, like, hey man, thanks for not interrupting.
People like you log on and they're like, it's white and then it turns pink and then it turns red by the time they're out.
Man, I'm bloodthirsty. So I can't help it.
You're just not messing around.
The GTA world is supposed to be chaos. I just provide that.
There's blood in the water. What if I told you that I actually don't like Pulp Fiction very much?
Then
would you still be my friend?
This interview is over.
It's over. Just a lot of. Sometimes he has a lot of talking for talking's sake.
I'm very close-minded.
I can tell. I mean, I love Tarantino. The thing about it, he wrote some of my favorite movies ever, and he didn't direct some of those movies though. But I mean, like True Romance.
Oh yeah,
Tony Scott was my favorite director before. I mean, he's still him and Matthew Vaughn now. My favorite director.
That was the Christian Slater, right?
Christian Slater, Brad Pitt, James Gandolfini. There's so many people. Michael Rappaport, Patricia Arquette, Christopher Walken.
Oh, how can you forget?
I'm not even. Sam Jackson's in it. I'm not even done. Fucking. Who's the one guy in the Easy Rider? Bad guy in Speed.
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
Wow, all in one.
Great cast. No, that was a really good movie. And. Man, Quentin Tarantino is so talented, but sometimes he could be such a jerk.
He kind of... Well, dude, I don't know if you know. Okay, kind of a... for anybody listening, kind of edit here, there's going to be some harsh words, not necessarily cuss words, but because being in the business, have you seen the casting notices for whores, literally, for the next Tarantino project? Like, extras even. It's actually said whores in the breakdown.
Like whores.
And on Facebook,
we're looking for whores.
And on Facebook and other entertainment groups, people who work behind, whatever, in front, groups I'm a part of, people kind of talk, see what's going on. And they talked about that, like, oh my god, look at this!
What a jerk! Yeah. They go by sex worker.
Exactly. Or
He's calling them whores.
Or lady of the night. There's so many things you could say in the thing. So for me, crazy enough, my favorite Tarantino movie is actually Django. After all these years, if I'm being honest, man, did you like Django?
Oh, I love Django.
Yeah,
great movie.
That fight scene at the end. The thing is, I want to watch Tarantino do his movie to all these other projects that I want to watch. Like, I always want to see a Wolverine Tarantino because there'd just be blood everywhere.
I don't think Fox would allow that. But now Fox has relinquished the rights to X-Men. It's back in Marvel's hands again.
Wait, did that just happen today? Or
no, it happened for
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, as well as Apocalypse was the first, I believe, non-Fox.
But Fox just released it right now.
Was it Fox?
I saw it 2 weeks ago.
Then I think that might have been it. I read something awesome.
Did you see Apocalypse?
I did not yet.
I actually thought it was pretty good.
See, I've boycotted X-Men movies since a long time ago.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
And now it's just a principle. I really should go back and see it.
Of all that we talked about, you should really watch First Class because it really is just a good movie, dude. Like Matthew Vaughn, you saw Layer Cake. He hasn't made a bad movie in my opinion.
Right.
They're all at least entertaining. Like they might not, change your life. But...
I've heard a lot of good things, but they just hurt me so bad. Yeah. Like the first 4 X-Men themed movies is just so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad.
So bad. And I'm really happy to see where the studios are going now in this new direction where with the success of Deadpool, they saw that really sticking to some of the sensibilities
of the comic book,
and treating to the fan base really feeds into better.
That was also an actor pairing too.
Very true. Ryan Reynolds, they couldn't have picked. But see, here's the thing: they picked him to play to play Deadpool in
the first one,
the Wolverine Origins, I think it was.
Yeah, Wolverine Origins.
And that movie sucked, and what they did to Deadpool was insulting.
Yeah,
as a comic book reader, it was.
He also would have been a good Flash.
That would have been fun too.
But I will be a good Nightwing someday. So I'm just saying, anybody listening, let me audition for the Nightwing role.
You would be a great Nightwing.
I'll kill that.
You'd be fantastic.
I'm just saying. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. Or if they do a Batman Beyond movie,
Batman Beyond was awesome, man.
I could see you wearing that suit.
Okay, so here we are. Rapid fire questions. I don't tell you about them before, so you can maybe. Okay, would you rather kiss Rihanna or marry Beyonce?
Marry Beyonce.
Okay, pet dragon or a monkey who talks?
Ooh, pet dragon.
Okay, who plays you in a movie 20 years from now?
Seth Rogen. That's an easy one.
Seth Rogen?
It's not my choice, but I mean, actually, Vince Vaughn, Seth Rogen, or Jason Segel, I think could really pull it off. But Vince Vaughn's too old. He doesn't look like me. Old. I think Jason Segel or Seth Rogen. Okay. That's who I get compared to a lot.
Jason Segel or Seth Rogen. Okay.
I like Jason Segel.
And this is your last chance. You got a line. You could say a phrase. What do you want to say to the listeners out there? Whether they are, hopefully, in every country and in every planet. Your last statement on the What the Faulk Show.
Wash your hands. They're covered in bacteria.
It's a very helpful phrase. It really is. Okay, thanks for listening. This is Connor Faulk with the What the Faulk Show, whether it's by SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Facebook, Twitter, my WTF show, whether it's your mom's phone, whether it's my mom's phone, whether it's the text that I send you with the link. I appreciate you taking time to listen. Chino LaForge, great comedian, great actor, a good guy. I think I'll consider him a friend, doing some acting. Check out what we did, the short film From the Shadows, directed by Carlos Camacho, produced by Adam Lopez, going to be coming out pretty soon. We do a pretty fucking good job. I'm just being honest. We do a pretty fucking good job. So appreciate the time for listening. Next week, another interview, another guest, whether it's from entertainment, sports, education, health, fitness, anything I can do to provide some witty, informational conversation in times when you're bored in traffic, you're at school, you're at work, you don't want to listen to your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's the What the Faulk Show. You have a fucking good night, a good morning ahead, and I'll fucking talk to you soon.